Hello everybody, this is Kenneth Marks of The Ancestor Hunt. Today I am going to be sharing with you how we search a collection of African American historic newspapers. The collection is available at the Library of Congress Chronicling America site, and there are 42 total newspapers available in that collection. So hopefully, by showing you how we navigate this site, you can find some information and articles about your ancestors. So let's get right to navigating the site. The URL is chronicleamerica.loc.gov. Before we show you how to search, let's take a look at which newspapers are in the collection. And we do that by going to all digitized newspapers. And up comes a little dialog box. You can select a state, ethnicity, or language, hit go, and it tells you the newspapers that fit that particular criteria. But since we're not looking for just a particular state, we're looking for ethnicity, so we will select African American. We will hit go, and up comes a list of all 42 newspapers. It shows you the state here in this column, the name of the newspaper. You can browse by clicking on this icon. It shows you the number of issues in the collection, the earliest issue date, the latest issue date, and if you click yes under more info, you get a detailed amount of information about that particular publication, which is quite interesting and handy. So let's go back. And let's remember the first one here. It's the Washington Bee, and I will tell you why in just a moment. So let's go back to our main page here one more time. There we go. You normally can do a search directly from the main page by entering the search term here. But the Library of Congress site is set up to search by state and not by topic. And in this case, African American is a topic. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to an advanced search, and we're going to actually select the newspaper that we saw there, which was the Washington Bee. And bear with me as I scroll through this list of over 1,000 items, and there's the Washington Bee right there. So we select that. So any search that we do right now will be from that particular publication. We can narrow our search by a date range, in this case a year range, with a from year and a to year. You can specifically enter a day, month, and year here in these two boxes here. You can limit your search to a front page or a specific page only. You can choose a language, English, French, or Spanish. You can enter a search with any of the words, all of the words, a specific phrase, or a proximity search. And the way that works is you put in 2 words, and the search will look for occurrences of those 2 words within 5 words of one another, 10, 50, or 100. But in this case, we're going to search the Washington Bee. We're not going to enter a date range, but we're going to put in a specific phrase, in this case a gentleman's name. In this case, the gentleman's name is Thomas L. Jones, and we hit search. And up comes 256 results. We can narrow the results by showing only front pages. We can sort by relevancy score, state, title, or date, and we can show 20 results per page or 50. And as you can see, there are 20 thumbnails here. I'll scroll down real quick. Boom, boom, boom. And up at the top here, you'll see that in every one of the thumbnails, there's some pink highlights. Those pink highlights are where the search terms have been found in those particular pages. So let's go to the first one. And this one happens to be a drawing of Mr. Jones, and what we do is we can zoom by hitting plus, like so. We can make it smaller by minus. We can go back home with this little icon here. We can go to different pages within the September 10th, 1898 publication of the Washington Bee by selecting the page number here. We can scroll through the pages with this little arrow here. We can go to previous issues with the left arrow, or future issues past September 10th with the right arrow. We can look at the text that came out of the OCR process after scanning. We can look at the entire page by selecting PDF, or we can also get it in JPEG 2000 format, which is not a format I use because of lack of software support. So I will be showing you, however, how to clip an article and how to get an entire page. So let's zoom a bit here. And there's a nice likeness of Mr. Jones, who ran for Congress. And the way we get that article is we go to our snipping tool and we draw a box around it like so. Whoops. Let's try that again because I didn't get the entire article. Try that one more time. There we go. And now what I can do is I can save that article by going to File, Save As. And I would change the file name to say Thomas L. Jones, Washington B, and whatever the date was, April 10th, 1898, page 1. And I use that information for my actual source citation. So I'm not going to save that right now. I will inform you, however, that when you save the articles like this from this page as we just showed you, you will get the name of the search term, Thomas L. Jones, in the pink highlights. And that is not my preference. So I'm going to show you how to save an article without the highlights. And that is really simple. We just click on PDF and it brings up the entire page. And down on the right you can see the normal PDF toolbar. We can zoom by hitting plus, make it smaller by hitting minus. We can save the page, the entire page, by clicking on the floppy disk icon, and that'll allow you to save the page in PDF format, or you can print it if you like. So let's scroll down a bit here. Now I want to save that, so we'll go back to our snipping tool and we'll draw a box around the drawing of Mr. Jones. And there we go. Now I can do my File, Save As, put it in his name, the name of the publication, the date, page number, etc. And now I have the article on my own computer and use that for whatever I wish to use it for. That is all there is to saving an article or saving a page. So let's go back. I do want to show you one more thing, and that is I showed you how to get the list of the 42 newspapers that have been digitized, but what about African American newspapers that have not been digitized? How do we find those? Well, there is a way to do that. We go to U.S. Newspaper Directory and we we click on that link, and down here in the lower left it shows you ethnicity, so we're going to select African American and we're going to hit search, and guess what? There are 2,200 results, which means there are 2,200 newspapers that have ever been published in the United States about African Americans, or they are indeed African American newspapers, I should say. So let's pick one, and I want to show you one additional thing. The Montgomery Times from Montgomery, Alabama, from 1977 to 1979. This is some information about the publication, but where do I find it if I want to look through it? Well, what we do is we click on View Complete Holdings Information, and it shows you the different institutions that hold the publication. For example, Auburn University has this publication. It shows you the dates that are available in microfilm, and all you would need to do is contact that institution. If you're close to it, maybe you could go there and look through the microfilm yourself, but if you contacted them, they may have an interlibrary loan kind of possibility for you, but that's up to you and the institution. But at least you know, in this particular case, there are 3 places: the Alabama Department of Archives, Auburn University, and looks like Birmingham Jefferson Library in Birmingham, Alabama, that have portions of that particular publication for the years that are available, which again was 1977 to 1979. So again, the newspaper directory tells you all of the publications for any African American newspapers that have ever been published. If you go to All Digitized Newspapers, it shows you the 42 that are indeed in this particular publication, this particular collection, which is the Library of Congress collection. So there's 42 in this collection, and there's 2,000 that have ever been published, so there's a long ways to go to get them all digitized, but we're making progress as time goes on here. There's a lot of digitization activities going on throughout the country, and hopefully we can get more and more of them available to more and more people online so they can research and find their ancestors. So my friends, that is pretty much all there is to searching the African American Historic Newspapers collection from the Library of Congress Chronicling America site. As I said, 42 total publications available, thousands of pages. Hopefully you will have great luck in researching your particular ancestors and finding articles about them. And I will close my normal way, and that is happy hunting.